computer music. I think the core of music technology is interdisciplinary. That means people should learn more field that is not the original of your field. So tolerance and encouragement are very important. Just like Miller Perkins, he's mathematics, but now he's the dean of music department in San Diego. Just like Professor John Chong, he has a lot of powerful people in the center of karma, so can really combine both the music and something like mathematical communications. So people, if we don't know basic function, a kind of engineering or mathematics, then people cannot know how to relate, how to develop the harmonics, the timbre. So I think it's the beginning of the society in Taiwan to develop the music technology. And we hope not only the application of the software that we're using, and as deeper arithmetic thinking, discussion, and even more, we can do more research for our new development of the computer music.
I wasn't here yesterday because I was teaching all day in Taipei, but I'm glad that I attended today's session. And it's quite a very nice experience to hear so many beautiful performances, good pieces. And I'm especially impressed by Professor Emerson's talk this morning, especially when he just mentioned again that we are not supposed to be compartmentalized in different disciplines. And this, I probably have something to say about it because I'm a little worried, well, actually quite worried by musical education nowadays, especially in this country, because I think we forgot that music is only a intellectual discipline within the university setting, and we sort of forget about that very important nature of it and started teaching it as though it's only one skill. And that quite concerns me because I think for us within a university setting, I would like to see that young people coming into the university to get themselves intellectually curious about this world in Professor Emerson's work, that is, inquiring into this world. Music is only a channel to do that, not an end by itself. And I would like to thank Professor Emerson, especially for that, and of course I thank everyone here because you brought a lot of stimulation to us today.
Johnson University Institute is quite, technological oriented or computer science oriented school. So within this about 10 years or a little bit more than 10 years, we started with computer music with the music technology. So right now we have the computer music composition major in the IMU, the Music Institute. We have the master program in the sound and the music innovative technologies program. So I wish, we can grow and grow. We always tell students maybe someday we can like the Stanford come out, we get like or MIT, we can like or Yale, we integrate those technological engineers and with musicians all together. Try to make grow and grow. This is my biggest, maybe dream, I don't know, in the future. So I think right now we have time, probably several time we can communicate with the.
Well, it's a wonderful thing, and as I said, the fact that that this was not a staff of musicians and composers, but a real team of students doing the support was extremely impressive. And I think when that happens, each generation of students instructs the next to come, and that builds a tradition and a kind of legacy that joins music and technology and engineering that is hard to match anywhere. Certainly not in the United States have I seen that kind of teamwork. All done by students. So I commend you all for that. And it's a tradition that you should continue.
I would like to echo that and add to it that I think a strength of, we were discussing it this morning, is the idea of getting your disciplines together. The future of knowledge is not about separating things, it's about joining them up again. So, of course, we cannot be experts in everything. That would be crazy. But we can form communities of experts that talk to one another, and I think that's a wonderful initiative, not just to get together with technology, but I was chaired by a sociology colleague this morning, others who have an interest in how music works, technology, music, society, the way they interact together. I suggest it is a wonderful way forward, and thank you for starting that initiative.
I am the one who was at 2007 and this one, so I have a different perspective, because at that particular cage match between the composers and the engineers, the composers were on one side of the stage and the engineers were on the other. But as I'm looking here, I just see a bunch of composers. And so I think that's a change, that the composers have indeed rolled up their sleeves and in part taken on the role of some of the engineering. However, something I always want to bring up, and it touches on what you began. When you look at the software and you look at the ads, they're always trying to make you a lone wolf. That you can do it all. You can write it, you can compose it, you can wear all these hats. You can master, you can be the mixing engineer, the tracking engineer, the mastering engineer. But the real reality of both the commercial world and in the art world is that it is collaboration. And collaboration is the richness that occurs when strengths of different people and different disciplines are brought together. And that's something I think you should always keep in mind. It's nice to look at those ads, and it's nice to think that you can do the whole thing. But you've only got one head, and there's only so many hats you can wear at one time.
I guess I've got the mic. I don't know what I could add to all of the great things that have been said. I do agree with that. I think, at least for myself, when I'm composing acoustic music without electronics, I feel like a solitary kind of person. But then you're in a different role when you're even dealing with software, because then you're dealing with the way someone else has designed some software, and I think that's a really good thing to like remember that there's a certain amount of teamwork that needs to be done to put on a computer music concert, and it's a lot more work than just putting pen to paper. At the university where I teach in Seoul, in Hanyang University, we regularly there's the Korean version of WOCMAT is the SICMS. And it's not held in a different place each year. It's held at the Seoul Art Center, so all the universities can participate. And that's a lot of organization. So I know how much work it is, because we've participated in something like this. But doing it single-handedly at one school is like 5 times, 10 times as much work as like getting a whole bunch of people. So really fantastic job. The thing that impressed me the most was the concert rehearsal schedule was pretty much on time. That's commendable. That's really, really difficult, because usually we're running like 3 hours late, and the piano tuner comes in and like we're not finished rehearsing, and we have to stop. So it seems like that's pretty good timing here.
Pedagogy, very important to create curricula that are all encompassing, that give students access to all sorts of different media, and having created a program in multimedia composition at the Hamburg Hochschule in 2004, it was always great fun and inspiration to work with students because they throw ideas at you and you have to react. And this is something I think we all need to pursue, developing tools for students, making sure that they grow into this difficult field, and making sure that technology and art is a happy marriage.
Already been said, particularly Simon's point about the sessions being chaired by professors from other parts of the university, and not doing so purely in a symbolic role, but actually engaging with the guests. I've not actually seen that really anywhere else happen. And just the scope of these sessions, I mean, ranging from the most conceptual to the most technical, focusing on technologies that are sort of universal, and then applications of those technologies that are specific to Taiwan or specific to this university. On a practical level, beyond these past 2-3 days, just the months of planning that have gone into this and preparation, I have to commend everyone involved in this. I mean, it's just been, from informing us about logistics to the music review committee information, all of these aspects. It's been very well paced. When I've had exchanged emails with organizers, they seemed almost telepathic. They could read my mind. I was going to ask a question, they answer me like a few minutes later. So again, this is having myself involved in a lot of festival organization. I've been on both sides, as guest and also as organizer. I have to say, I've never experienced a festival quite as organized and sort of relatively, facile as an experience as WOCMAT this year. So I thank you and applaud you for that.